Am I the bad guy for refusing to give my stepsister money for college? Growing up, my family situation was complicated. My parents divorced when I was just 6. By the time I turned 11, my dad remarried. His new wife had 2 kids, Jace, who was already an adult, and Emmy, who was 9. And let me tell you, Emmy was a lot. From the moment our parents got together, she clung to me like an overexcited puppy. She wanted to be around me all the time. She even tried to come over when I was at my mom's house. It got so bad that my dad actually had to install a lock on my bedroom door, just so I could have some peace. At first, I tried to tolerate her. I really did. But then, things took a turn. One day I was really sick. I couldn't even get out of bed. Emmy was told to leave me alone, but of course she refused. She kept nagging me, begging me to get up and play. And finally, I snapped, "Emmy, leave me alone." And just like that, she burst into tears. She sobbed, calling me the worst sister ever, saying I never wanted to spend time with her. My stepmom had to pull her away, but Emmy never let it go. Later, my dad and stepmom sat us both down. They tried to explain to Emmy that she needed to respect my space, but she didn't listen. Instead, she said, "If you won't be my sister the way I want, then I don't care about you anymore." And honestly, that was fine with me. I stopped trying. I focused on my own life, my own friends, and Emmy, she hated me for it. But then, things got so much worse. One day I came home and found my room destroyed. Emmy had trashed everything. She broke my school laptop, my phone, she shredded my books, ripped up my photos, and worst of all, she'd torn apart the one thing I could never replace, a stuffed animal that my late aunt gave me. That was it. I was done. I refused to stay at my dad's house after that. I still saw him. But as for Emmy, I wanted nothing to do with her. And since then, we've barely spoken. But life had another cruel twist for me. During my senior year of high school, my mom was diagnosed with cancer. And on my 18th birthday, she passed away. She left me with a good amount of money and a house, which I sold just like she wanted. And that money, I've barely touched it. Maybe $500 in 2 years, just to get by when things got tough. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Emmy is about to graduate and she wants to go to college, but there's just one problem. She doesn't qualify for scholarships. And my dad and stepmom, they can't afford to help her. So my stepmom comes to me and says, "You should give Emmy some money for college, as a gift." A gift? I shut that down immediately. I told her there is no way I'm giving Emmy free money. She tried to guilt me, saying Emmy still wants a sister. And then she suggested I loan Emmy the money instead. Before I could even respond, Emmy sent me a whole plan, a breakdown of exactly how much I should give her, when she'd start paying me back. I laughed, then blocked her. But my stepmom, she wouldn't stop. She kept pushing and pushing, until finally I told my dad. And you know what he said? "Is there any chance you'd reconsider?" My answer? No. Now my stepmom is furious. She even offered to pay for a lawyer to draft a contract so Emmy would have to pay me back. But I still said no, and now she won't stop telling me, "You should help your sister." But you know what? Emmy has never felt like my sister. So tell me, am I the bad guy? Am I the bad guy for defending my wife after my sister tried to kick her out? My wife and I are both 27. My sister is 26, and the 3 of us, we live in the same house. But here's the thing. This house, it's not just any house. It was inherited from our grandfather. Instead of selling it, my sister and I agreed, let's live in it. It's big, and maybe in the future, when the market is better, we'll sell it for even more profit. But lately, things have been a mess. My sister and my wife, they fight a lot. And guess who's always stuck in the middle? Me. My sister doesn't like my wife. Why? Because she thinks my wife does nothing. She doesn't have a job, she doesn't do housework, because, well, we have maids. And yesterday, things went way too far. My sister straight up told my wife to get out. She said she was tired of her. I stepped in immediately. I said, "My wife isn't going anywhere." I asked her, why does it even matter if she's not working? Our bills are paid. Her working wouldn't make any difference. And then my sister said something that pushed me over the edge. She called my wife a freeloader. I looked at her and said, "If you have such a big problem, then maybe we should just sell the house and move on." And that's when she broke down. She started crying. She said she was just trying to help me, trying to make me see her concerns. But instead of listening to her, she said I'm the one who became aggressive. So now, I'm stuck. Tell me, am I the bad guy? Am I the bad guy for refusing to babysit my half-siblings and telling my dad I'm not his backup mom? Hi Reddit, I-19F might have gone too far, but I need some outside perspective. So here's the situation. When I was 12, my parents' marriage exploded. Why? Because my dad cheated on my mom with a younger woman, Emily. It was an ugly divorce, and since then, my relationship with my dad has been rocky. He married Emily fast, and now they have 3 kids under 5. And guess what? Ever since they were born, my dad has been constantly asking me to help out. By help out, I mean babysitting. But here's the thing. I'm busy. I live with my mom. I go to college full-time. I work part-time just to cover my expenses. And despite all that, my dad still calls me almost every week. Come bond with your siblings. Emily is overwhelmed. We need a break. I don't care. I never wanted siblings. And honestly, I'm still not over how his affair ruined our family. I've told him so many times. I'm busy with school. I have work. But he keeps guilt-tripping me. Family takes care of family. And then last weekend, he took it too far. He called again, this time practically demanding I come over. Emily had a mental breakdown. I snapped. I told him, I am not your backup mom. You chose to have more kids. That is not my responsibility. And you know what he said? Nothing. He just got quiet. And then, I thought you were more mature than this. And he hung up. And now, I'm the villain. Both he and Emily have been blowing up my phone, calling me selfish, saying I'm abandoning my family. Even my grandma jumped in, saying I should help my father in his time of need. But the way I see it, he made his choices. He started a new family. And now, he wants me to clean up his mess. My mom says I did the right thing. But now, half my family is furious at me. AITAH for asking my husband to stop walking around naked because it makes my daughter uncomfortable. So here's the situation. I have a 14-year-old daughter. My husband? He has 2 sons, both 10 years old. My daughter's father passed away when she was just 2. And my stepsons? Their mom died when they were around 5. We've all been through a lot. But here's the problem. My husband? He's used to walking around naked. Ever since it was just him and his boys, he never thought twice about it. But now, there's me. And more importantly, there's my teenage daughter. And guess what? She hates it. She even came to me the other day and said, Mom, I don't want to see him like that. And honestly, I get it. So I talked to my husband. I told him, hey, maybe put on a towel or at least some boxers. And you know what he said? Okay. But then he got annoyed. Not at himself, at her. He said she should just let it go. But here's the thing. She can't. And there's a reason for that. When she was younger, we had to evacuate our house. Her door got stuck. And ever since then, she's terrified of closing her door. She keeps it open, always. And my husband, instead of understanding, he told me, well, she should just start closing her door. Even though he knows why she doesn't. And then, he said she needs therapy. Spoiler alert, she's already in therapy. But he didn't stop there. He got mad at me. Said I was choosing her over him. And now, we've been arguing about this for 3 days. And my daughter, she feels so bad about it that she said, I'll just handle it, Mom. I hate hearing you guys fight. And now, I don't know what to do.